chemical engineering department, giving this opportunity to share my research experience. My special thanks to my teacher, my professor, Dr. Lima Rose Miranda Madam. She handled the subject chemical reaction engineering when I studied MTech, and then I registered PhD in AC Tech Chemical Engineering Department. I remember ma'am helped a lot for us when I was a PhD student. I'm very happy that my professor introduced me in this big audience in the faculty development program. Madam, my special thanks to you because you are one of your inspired us how to teach subject, how to guide the students. Now, still we are following what you mentored for us. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ardhanarisuran. I only recall what my father told. Okay, the pride that is there for a teacher is only when they see the student doing better than themselves, and you are one of that example.
Okay, yes, madam. In addition of that, madam, work environment teach by madam because I remember we went canteen along with my friends, madam also. Still, I am following in the evening. I had no tea and snacks and lunch along with my students. That attitude, that character came from you only, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you. Uh, uh, Today, my talk about that progressive development of membrane materials for gas separation and gas sensing application. Actually, I joined here in 2007 in NIT Trichy Chemical Engineering Department. Before that, I finished my PhD in AC Tech under the Professor Mohan Research Group. I finished in 2005. Immediately joined as a lecturer in AC Tech Anna University. Then I moved from Chennai to NIT Trichy in 2007. Once I joined here, I established a lab that is called Membrane Research Lab. Still, we are working only for membrane materials development, for example, custom made or tailor made or fabrication of membranes for different applications. So now I have around 150 research publications around H-index 32. I am collaborating with most of the countries. In the end of the slide, I give some information about the faculty and scholars attending for this workshop. Actually, similar kind of faculty development programming, equip yourself and enhance your knowledge the way of your research field and teaching area. But not only the subject-wise improvement, but you should know that how the achieved researcher, achieved scientists and successful teachers, how they established, how they sustain the field, how they are working. That is very important for you are a researcher or you are a professor or teacher. That is very, very important for us. So for that, networking and collaboration is very, very important. So I traveled many countries along with my collaborators in Malaysia, UK, Europe, and different countries. When I met my collaborators, we discussed a lot about the research area and culture of research. Then I am slowly equipped. I remember when I studied in master program in ACTEC, what I was. Now I improved myself because of networking, because of meeting people, because of talking each other. So I am slowly developing higher and higher. So for that, the faculties, you studied or you finished PhD in any institutions, then you have the networking with others and sharing the knowledge and talking much about the research that is more useful for all faculties to develop yourself. For that, in the end of the slide, I'm going to give some information about the collaboration. Now I move on to first slide, this for major research in membrane research group at NIT Trichy. So I told you that with help of the DST funding in 2007, I started to establish a membrane research lab in the chemical department in NIT Trichy. So what I learned in AC Tech Anna University, then I started in 2007. Then I slowly moved up. Now we are now new field for membrane sensing. If you have free time, you Google it. You will get very few article getting for membrane sensing using membrane sensing, gas sensing for membrane application. Now, slowly the area is established to the people working for membrane sensing, membrane sensing. Look at here this information. Today my talk on membrane materials, progressive development of membrane materials. So when I joined here 2007, we worked for the polymer. Similarly, in the all over the world, the membrane technologists working for polymer membranes. Then they moved on the hybrid membranes. They called as the membrane nanomaterials, nanowires, nanotubes, nanosheets. So all the materials that can be tried to apply for membrane applications. So similarly, we are working for different kind of membrane materials that is called nanomaterials, nanomembranes for membrane application. What are the membrane applications in our laboratory, in our research group? So we are working for gas separation, energy, wastewater treatment, sensors, and biomedical application. So in the beginning, I told you that here. So when I finished my PhD, I started to work for wastewater treatment, that is ultrafiltration, nanofiltration, RO, and what do you call microfiltration. Now the membrane technologies are called as the microfiltration, ultrafiltration, nanofiltration, reverse osmosis, called the conventional methods, because now the new membrane separation, forward osmosis, photocatalytic membranes are coming up. So most of the people working on that, whether commercialize the technology for photocatalytic and forward osmosis. In this way, recently we submitted the Journal of Hazardous Materials about the photocatalytic membrane 2022. We published the work for photocatalytic membranes. Then coming to that gas separation. So 4 years back, we started to work on gas separation. The gas separations, the membrane have thin semi-permeable barrier. So the membrane have this different kind of properties. Based on the properties, we try to develop the materials for gas separation, especially methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen separations. So the paper published in Journal of Natural Gas Science and Engineering, Separation Purification Technology. Very interesting that ionic liquid incorporated in the polymer, then applied for gas separation, published by Shashi Kumar. Shashi Kumar is the product of AC Tech. Now he is working with me as a scholar. Next, then we tried energy demand. Nowadays, the current demand of India, water, energy, food. So then we started to work for energy applications, PEM fuel cell, proton exchange membranes. We develop in our laboratory, then apply for PEM and methanol, direct methanol fuel cell applications. We provided only the membrane for test cell with the fuel cell, in the collaboration with the SICRI correctly. Then we published the papers. Next on drug delivery, the biomedical applications. So the nanomaterial incorporated polymer. So we try to include some biomaterials, biopolymers that can be mixed with the polymers. We try to apply for drug delivery, drug release, etc. That paper is published in Pharmaceuticals and Food in a European Journal of Pharmaceutical Science. Then very interesting, 1 or 2 years back, we started for vapor sensing, that is toxic vapor sensing by using membrane technology. So that paper published in ACS, Sustainable Chemistry and Engineering, and Journal of Molecular Mechanics. What we taken that different cellulose acetate membranes, then they incorporated into ionic liquids, then apply for gas sensing, especially ammonia gas sensing at room temperature. So these are all the overview of the research what we are working in NIT Trichy. Based on the experience, today I'm going to give the talk for progressive membrane development for gas sensing and gas separation application. Actually, the separation purification technology, everywhere you can say that. So main idea, whether the liquid, gas or solid, any kind of form, our objective of this separation purification is called the removal, recovery and reuse of the materials. That can be applicable for any kind of materials. Previous speaker mentioned about the carbon dioxide storage, carbon dioxide capture. So why you need to capture the carbon dioxide? Why you need to remove of toxic metal ions from out of the wastewater? For example, copper, nickel, chromium, zinc, lead, mercury, etc. So why you need to remove that metal ions from the wastewater? Why you want to need of carbon dioxide storage or carbon dioxide capture? So the question is very simple. We have to purify the materials because of that environmental issues coming for every day due to automobile engineering, due to this power sources. So we are facing a lot of issues. For example, toxic gases coming day by day. But the technology is saying that separation purification technology. What is the meaning of that? So if we adopt, we can apply any kind of technology for absorption or membrane technology. So for that, I given this information about about that separation purification technology. Really, we need to remove of any kind of toxics available in gas, solid, or liquid. So the membrane technology is called as the hybrid technology or modern technology that can be used for clean technology. What is a clean technology? You look at here any kind of these separations and waters, the efficiency, agriculture, transport. You can look at any kind of sources. So we need to clean it. So agriculture, there are a lot of pesticides coming every day. So we are the responsible, we are the condition to remove of the pesticides. And in addition of that, the water, there are many toxics coming, salt and toxic ions coming every day. We are the condition to remove that kind of waste. The people called us the waste, unwanted materials. Similarly, air and environment, carbon dioxide, H2S, and the toxic ions coming every day. So we are the condition, we are the responsibility to remove of all the materials coming out of these different sources. That is called the clean technology applied for this removal of waste and recovery of the value-added product. That is called there is the technology. In this way, the membrane technologies contributed a lot for removal of any kind of waste coming from different sources. The pressures of demand, that is increased demand, what I mentioned at the beginning, energy, water and food. So the energy is called the 40% increased demand. So and water increased 30%. So by 2030, in addition of that, food is the 40% 2030. So you look at any kind of this due to the climate change, you look at these issues, the demand for all over the world. So we are looking for it, and we are day by day. You can see any technical newspapers, technical news. They are mentioned that innovation and new idea and any kind of new product coming out of this energy, water, and food related product. Okay, coming to this title, carbon dioxide, that is gas separation. So in the previous slide, I mentioned that environmental concern about each and every person, environmental concern about the society, environmental concern about the industry people, industries, what they concern, the concern about that, minimize the waste. So if there is no way to minimize the waste, at least you have to remove the waste out of the toxic. So out of that, the contribution of the waste here, so fluorinated gas, nitrous oxide gas, methane, and carbon dioxide. So the most of the contribution of the waste is the carbon dioxide, around 81%, coming out of the different sources. Look at here, this electricity, transportation, industry, commercial, and agriculture. So the electricity contributed 30%, transportation 26%, and industry 20%. So based on that contribution of all industry and daily day-to-day activities, so we are emit a lot of gases coming from this environment. We are concerned about these environmental issues. So coming to the energy storage, see this the information about the utilization of the green energy or any kind of green cause for this application. Water industry is saying that this kind of waters, I go much on that. And coming to this investment in clean energy globally in 2019, see this China is this kind and US, Japan and India is 9.3. So if you adopt, if you can apply this membrane technology in separation purification of any kind of waste or separation purification of the product or separation purification of byproduct. So what are the benefits? Improving the environmental situations, continuous environmental improvement, gaining the competitive advantage, increasing the productivity, and increasing economic benefits. So you can have the industry or startup, you look out that, looking for these economic benefits out of applying this new separation technology. So these membrane separations applied for different kind of, that's what we are moving to one by one. So in 15 years back, so the people then think that membrane technology is nothing but water separation and water related with water kind of research. But now this move to this different kind of application. Take one is the air production, energies, energetics, breeding, agriculture, soil protection, food, medicine, pharmacy, underwater production. So in the food also we are planning to work on it. So recently we collaborated with the Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology for applying this membrane technology for different kind of pesticide removal and extra and the food processing also. So okay, I mentioned that the need of separation. Why need the separation purification? What membrane technology is nowadays available? I don't go much on this comparison of any kind of separation technology or any kind of removal method, but I can say that. So which way this membranes fit for this all kind of separation? Take it the water purification. I mentioned that removal of contaminants from existing supplies. The contaminants is called the toxic, whether fluoride or any arsenic. So you keep in mind, based on the ionic separation, based on the solid size, based on that sieve mechanism capacity, so we are able to remove any kind of the ions. And pure water level need to be industries and turn municipal industrial wastewater for irrigation waters, turn sewage into the drinking water. That's what this technology is moving to, sewage to potable water, sewage to drinking water. Next, gas separation, the removal of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, H2S, etc. In addition of that, methane upgradation and purification. Recently, we submitted a project about this biogas upgradations. The biogas separation nowadays successfully using this membrane technology. You have membrane biogas unit, so we want to upgrade the methane in the biogas. So successfully membrane technology applied. D. Iroli from Indian Institute of Membrane Research, Italy. He is working on that upgradation of biogas using membrane technology. Next, desalination is well-known technology that is used for removal of salts by using this desalination. Now the forward osmosis is a new technology using for removal of desalination. Then fuel cell, the proton exchange membranes or direct methanol fuel cell and transport of hydrogens, the fuel cell technology, the membrane is contributed a lot for this fuel cell technology. This is small information about the membranes. I hope most of the people understand that what is membrane. Actually, the membranes, I give small information. Membrane is called as this pressure driving forces. There are delta P is the pressure driving force, concentration, and electrical potential, and the temperature difference driving force. It's the understanding of this water. You can take the simple understanding of water. So the membrane separation is called that macroscopic, microscopic, and molecular and ionic separation. The macroscopy is the example of the sand, and microscopic is the example of yeast, and molecular is called virus, and the the boundary of sugar also, ionic separation metal ions. So based on that, you are able to separate any kind of toxics available into this water, gas, or any kind of proton. So proton and hydrogen permeation fuel cells. The simple mechanism is based on the pore size difference. The pore size difference in membranes, you are able to alter, you are able to change, you are able to tune that pore size. If you do this tuning of the pore size or altering the pore size, based on that, your macroscopic particles permeate and flow through these pores. So you have very small size, so your ionic substances, retain on surface of the membrane. This is the global membrane market is saying that advanced range clarification, reverse osmosis, and all the. You can look at here this the market of global market of membranes. So see different kind of sludge drying, ultrafiltration, chlorination, and others. Now this gas separation is coming up for different kind of storage. Before going to gas separation, for your understanding, because I think most of the participants studied the membrane separation technology as a subject or model separation process, membrane separation process, advanced separation process, the different kind of units or whole subject code you have chance to study while during your master and undergraduate program. But there is no chance to know this advanced separation of advanced separation of or advanced application of that kind of membranes for different real time field. So I'm taking this bioprocess applications. Venton, he is one of my collaborators. Venton from Indonesia. He successfully concentrated sugar milk by using membranes, ultrafiltration membrane technology. Next, this is the ECMO. ECMO is most of them knowing that due to COVID-19 situation, the people affected a lot. Why? So due to this, oxygen level is reduced. So we read in newspaper, you are able to understand why the oxygen level is reduced. See, the ECMO is you take the blood from this human body, pump it, and then send to this ECMO. ECMO is the membrane oxygenator. Then they separate this unwanted carbon dioxide and enrich the hydrogen. Send back to the patient who affected for COVID-19 situation or any kind of problems in the heart. So for this kind of project, recently we submitted along with Portugal professor. Portugal Mark, he is specialized for COVID, specialized for membrane for biomedical application. When I discussed with him, he told me you are strong in development of membranes. We are working on real-time biomedical application for membranes. So why not you can provide any kind of membranes according to our requirements, then we jointly submit the project proposal. Then we submitted, waiting for the results. So what the idea, what I am going to present today, is membrane materials, recent materials, MOF, metal organic frameworks, related membranes, incorporated polymer, then apply for this membrane blood oxygenator. Then control drug delivery, still we are working on the same field. So you can have this biomaterial or any kind of charged material incorporated to the membranes, then you can apply for this drug delivery. Bioseparation is one of the example of biofuel separation, glycerol separation, and oil solvent separations in the bioseparation. And fruit juice, so any kind of fruit juice applied for ultrafiltration membranes for concentrating the fruit juices. And the artificial organs also applied by using membrane technology. This is very interesting that metal membranes The metal membrane is very expensive. The metal membranes nowadays used for syngas mixture and production of the hydrogen from this syngas mixture. Oil, water emulsion. You have this oil and water emulsions. You are not able to remove any kind of technology, but it's due to the sodium. No, there is the hydrophobic, hydrophilic differences. You are able to remove any kind of oil water separation. And peroperation is a good technology for aroma materials, any kind of what do you call organic substances, organic vapors that can be removed by using the peroperation. The peroperation is good technology for removal of water vapor or organic vapor or solvent liquid kind of things you can use to remove of peroperation. Now the aerogel membrane is recently the high level technology used for fuel cell applications and energy applications also. Why? The reason is very simple. So the material is having high surface area and high porosity and low density. So they are able to change this hydrophobic, hydrophilic balancings by applying for membrane technology. And now this successfully used for carbon dioxide and carbonate removal by using membrane technology. But any technology, any method, any process having these advantages and disadvantages and plus and minus. Similarly, the membrane is a well-known technology established for most of the application nowadays, but so membrane still have the problem. The problem is called fouling. The fouling is so keep on you are applying for the membrane technology in long time, long days, long years. There are many chances to foul this your they are attached or incorporated or settled the particles on the surface of the membrane and internal pores of the membrane. That is called this inorganic fouling, organic fouling, and particulate fouling, biofouling. Inorganic fouling is nothing but precipitation of inorganic crystal. That is called kind of scaling. Organic fouling is the deposition on the surface of the surface like oil or proteins. Particulate fouling, deposition of some clay, humic substances. Very dangerous is the biofouling. The biofouling is microorganisms on surface of the particles. That is called biofouling. I could tell you an experience. In the beginning, I told you that collaboration, networking. So we successfully completed Indo-Korea projects with this Korean professor. She is specialized in biochemistry and microbiology. We are not that much of strong in that. Then we proposed for the work. She advised us, can we work on this biofouling membrane? That in 2013 we started work together. What we done actually any wastewater, the domestic wastewater especially, the membrane bioreactor, any kind of membranes, if you separate it, there are many chances to absorb the biological substances on the surface of the membrane. The biological substances at wet atmosphere or any moisture. So there are many chances to growth of this bacteria and virus. We can't stop due to growth of bacteria and virus. So there are many chances to surface block, internal block by this membrane. To avoid that, what they are working, they are adding some quorum sensing inhibitor along with the wastewater before sending to membrane. They have the industry kind of membrane. They work with industry. They have very big size of hollow fiber, spiral wound, flat sheet module, plate and frame, flat sheet membranes. What they are working in the wastewater, they added some quorum sensing inhibitor. The example is curcumin, vanillin, and furanol. They added to this wastewater. So the quorum sensing inhibitor sends the biofouling component EPS on surface of the membrane. They prevent or kill the bacteria. When they kill the bacteria, they prevent the growth of the biofouling on surface of the membrane. This is the proposed. There is that kind of work still working with the Professor Khan in Korea. What we suggested, instead of adding this quorum sensing inhibitor in the wastewater treatment, then we suggested to add this quorum sensing inhibitor into the polymer membranes. Then we incorporate it into the polymer membrane. We develop the mixed matrix membrane, then apply for the domestic wastewater. So the biofouling is very, very dangerous. You can't you can't remove these biofouling substances. So this is the information how they are developing and going inside this membrane. That is called internal fouling, external fouling. So if a fouling is higher, there are many chances to reduce this performance. This is the example of the fresh membrane, fouled membrane. Coming to this, any kind of membranes. So up to this slide, I hope I explained about that membranes, separation fuel emission technology, the need of the membranes, and advantages and disadvantages of the membrane. But today talk on gas separations. You can look at these gas separations. So in many kind of chemical industries deals with any kind of most of the gas, for example, nitrogen production, oxygen enriched gas, carbon dioxide separation, natural gas and hydrogen recovery. So here there is a essential to bridge to clean, low carbon, renewable energy by using this new technology. So for that, we are looking for this new technology. Then you can look at the conventional and membrane technology. Membrane technology more economical, compact, portable, simple operation. This is the sources of CO2 emission. Beginning I mentioned that similar same graph. So this other technology, absorption and cryogenic distillation to apply for this membrane separation, gas separation. So the membrane assisted gas separation sensor, why need that? So you can look at here this, you can look these membranes, feed entering to the membranes. So they are due to the low pressures, not higher pressures. The bottom is low pressure, up is high pressures. Due to this driving force, pressure driving force, so you are able to separate this carbon dioxide and other substances. In addition of that, I told you that membrane gas sensing we started. What is that? The selective detection of toxic hazardous gases coming from different sources, for example, polluting and purity safety assurance. Especially ammonia is the common gas encountered in many industrial, agriculture and activity of everyday our life. Then we are responsible to detect that ammonia and give the information about that, whether which kind of material having this ammonia. Need of sensing, the gas sensing is most important to detect the toxic gas. Substance is poisonous or very harmful. See, this is the hydrogen cyanide, acids, chlorine, bromine, and other ammonia is called this, toxic gas. But now this current technology is having different kind of analyzer. The analyzer changing the color, they easily identify that, whether the sensing of that gas. But we need the more new technologies to identify the gas, give the information to this, to monitor the concentration and environmental information of gas in order to guarantee to safety of the production. See, the membrane technology in sensing, what are the unique properties needed? Structure, sensibility, responsiveness, recovery, repeatability, stability. All the properties available in the membrane technology. That is the reason we are using the membrane technology for gas separation and gas sensing. So for that, okay, coming to this material, you asked the question. Yes, you are saying that sensing and gas separation, water separation, pluses and minuses. What are the materials nowadays used for developing these materials for gas sensing and gas separation? Actually, the polymer materials generally used for development of membranes for gas, water, and fuel cell application. Why? The reason is very simple. The polymers are having thin filming properties, easy to fabricate initially. But the membranes, polymers having these pluses and minuses. That's what the people looking for new technology. What is that? Modification. You have the polymer, you modify it with a different stuff. different materials. The method is very simple. That is called surface modification, grafting, blending, mixed matrix. I am not telling that type of the materials. I am telling that method of modification. You have to modify the materials according to these requirements of pore size, surface properties, or surface charge, etc. So the method is called surface modification, grafting, blending, and mixed matrix method. Surface modification is you have any hydroxyl groups on surface of the membrane. There are many chances to link with the polymer membranes. There are strong interaction between solid and the ions when you go for this membrane separation. And grafting similarly, the hydrophilic groups or hydrophobic groups. So you have to attach on surface of the membrane or membrane surface by using UV light radiation on heat and different kind of tech methods. So the simple blending is mixing of A, P, C, that is polymer 1, material 1, material 2, material 3, mixing together, that is blending together. This is called simple methods. So if you have blend, you can get the new version of for any hybrid material. And mixed matrix membranes, in the blending simply physical blending of two materials. But mixed matrix membranes, the polymer matrix attached to this any other inorganic substances or inorganic functional groups. So if the polymers attached to any kind of polymer matrix attached to any kind of inorganic phase or any kind of nanomaterials. So there are many chances to get a strong interaction between two materials. You are able to fabricate new kind of materials by using mixed matrix technology. In this way, I am giving this information about that membrane material modification for record properties. So now you are attending this today my talk. You want to do this membrane technology research or develop any membrane materials. Keep in mind you need the required properties. What are the required properties? We'll discuss later. For that, you have to make the membranes. It is called tailor-made membranes, custom-made membranes, or fabricated yourself. So you look at this material. The material is polymer material. Even ceramic material also good material, but they have different difficulties. Based on my experience, I finished Indo-Brazil project with this Brazil professor. What we developed the alumina ceramic membranes for removal of vinasse. The vinasse, if you have time, you can search in the Google vinasse. The vinasse is the toxic ions coming out of this sugar processing, that is sugar mill effluent. I visited 3-4 sugar industry in Brazil. We collected the sample. We tried to remove of vinasse by using this small ceramic membrane, that is alumina membranes. But I'm telling that I worked with the ceramic industry, Carbon Universal also. So you want to make for example, 38.5 centimeters, the effective area of the membranes, like a small circle. So we have to try for around 10 to 15 alumina materials. Finally, 1 or 2 successful membrane will get with the proper pore size required properties. It's very difficult to make the membrane ceramic because the brittle, they are rigid in nature. Polymer having thin film property, easy to fabricate initially. Then what we decided? We coat polymer material on ceramic substrate. So polysulfone we coated on the ceramic materials. But here are some difficulties. So there is some compatibility between the ceramic materials and polymer materials. The polymer materials and ceramic materials have suitable or any compatibility between two materials. You can fabricate that kind of materials. But we done some consultancy with the industry, small industry. So we coated with the ceramic and polymer materials. The coating is stable for only few days or very short time, not for long time. To avoid that, you distribute that your modifier into this any kind of polymer materials, then you can alter or modify the material. Coming to here, in this way, the 90s, the people worked for glassy polymers and rubbery polymers mixed together, they make the membrane. They called as hydrophobic, hydrophilic property is altered. So there is some problem, problem occurs when we do this lower thermal stability, mechanical stability. Then move on to they called as filler, inorganic materials, alumina, silica. We started to work 2007. We have published in journal. We started to alumina, silica as a filler incorporated into polymer to make the membranes. Here we improved, hydrophilicity, permeability, and free volume between this inorganic organic phase. But still, we had a problem that moderate thermal stability, mechanical stability, aggregation of the fillers. For that, then we moved on to most of the research moved on the nanomaterials. They called it the nanomaterials. The nanomaterials called this nanowires, nanotubes, nanoshape, and nanomaterials incorporated into polymers to alter the properties. What property? Hydrophilicity, permeability, selectivity. But so the people reported that there is no much agglomeration aggregation, but the moderate thermal stability and mechanical stability. Still, they need some. Still, they're looking for other properties. Move on to other nanoshapes, tubes, wires. They reported the same observation. Now, the recent research coming up, MOF, covalent organic framework, metal organic framework, and mixing of polymer and biomaterials, for example, aquaporin or any kind of collagens. So now the hydrophilicity, permeability selected, but reported there is no agglomeration, but well distributed into polymer matrix. For that, the next generation membrane materials synthesize, surface modification, improve, novel processing, and composite materials. So these are different types of nanohybrid membrane materials applicable for different combination of organic and inorganic sheets. See here the information. If you look at for gas separation or any kind of gas sensing, so the materials, what kind of materials looking for? That materials uniformly distributed into the polymer matrix. So nanoparticles, nanotubes, nanosheet, nanowires, they have different different way, that is randomly embedded into the membrane surface, or immobilized into the membrane surface, or immobilized into substrate and internal pores of the membrane. Due to that, so you have to alter the properties. So what are the functionals? The functionality is called that polyacrylonitrile, graphene, polyethylene, halosite, nanotubes, different kind of mixed matrix membrane developed by using this. Okay, so if you say that modified materials, the polymers is polymer. If you modify it, so you will convert the structure, that is called nanostructured materials. The people called as nanostructured materials. The nanostructured materials for gas separation, they have the reducing membrane fouling. The drawback of mentioned, increase the productivity at reduced pressure. That is very important. Your energy level, energy intensive process. No need to utilize more energy without compromising the flux. Accurate modeling and simulation, even the pore size distributed through the membranes, whether smaller size or bigger size, so is uniformly distributed, and increase the membrane distance at particular long type, selectivity, and treatment of concentrate. That's the reason the most of the nanomaterials used. So the called as a mixed matrix membrane. The mixed matrix membrane is nothing but any kind of ceramic, that is inorganic materials, incorporated into the polymers. So we make the new materials. How they are working, you look at here. This A is the polymers and C is the inorganics mixing together. We have to make the hybrid membranes. See, this line is called this polymer. The red color is called you can call as any kind of CNT, carbon nanotubes, graphenes of inorganic materials. They attach to these polymers. They create the three volumes. This is the combination of the fillers that can be used for different kind of wastewater application or any gas applications. Here, the one example is called the PEM fuel cell. They used the carbon dioxide multi-wall carbon nanotubes. So how the proton exchange is increasing, you can look at here. Similarly, not only this pore altering properties, but This functional property is also influencing. We will discuss later. The conventional microporous membrane by crack edging, but the firm selective ion exchange membrane is, look at here, how the transport of the hydrogen hydroxyl ion through the membranes. You have this hydroxyl ion transport through the membrane, that is called negative electrodes and positive electrode through the membrane. This slide is very important for membrane making. Actually, I told you that modification of the polymers by using these inorganics, that is called mixed matrix membrane. If you use these inorganics to make the membrane should be homogeneous. It should be the homogeneous solution. Then we make the membranes by thin film. What is different thin film? The thin film don't have the pores. Membranes are having more pores. How they create the pores? The solvent present into the solution, they evaporate, they create the pores. Actually, we have to maintain this viscosity of the homogeneous dope solution. The homogeneous solution is viscosity is a main role to alter the membranes for different pores. The viscosity is low and high. If you have low, there are many chances for fast demixing. What's the meaning of fast demixing? The evaporation of solvent very fast at low viscosity. The fast membrane formation, the fast demixing, the fast evaporation, they create the more pores. They create the more pores. That membrane is applicable for microfiltration. Microfiltration less than 50 nanometer of the pores. So the fast membrane formations happen along with the solvent. But we mix with this polymer and nanoparticle. This research work is with this silver nanoparticles. The silver nanoparticles located in the top layer of the polymer. If you have the top layer of the polymers, the responsibility to the polymer diffuse or release high antifouling property. But we need the nanoparticle distribution through whole membranes. If the nanoparticle uniformly distributed into the whole membrane, you get more chances for more high flux at reduced pressure. For that, the viscosity is high. Slow demixing, you control this evaporation of the solvent and slow membrane formation. The slow membrane formation is called the don't say that, no, don't feel that slow. It's a controlled membrane formation. To control the membrane formation, you are able to fabricate, you are able to distribute any kind of nanomaterials, the bottom layer or sub-layer of the polymer. If you distribute the whole layer of the inorganic materials, nanomaterials, nanowires, nanotubes, they diffuse and they create the low antifouling properties. Another question you can ask, sir, you are saying the shape, how they occupied. That is another one research area, that is vertically aligned, inclined aligned, or horizontally aligned nanoparticles into the membrane. There is another one we will discuss later. But here you have these inorganic materials. You allow the inorganic materials distribute uniformly through the surface and whole internal pores of the membrane. Here, this multi-function of the nanostructure membranes called this structural properties and functional properties. What is the meaning of that? The first, you look at the functional property. Functional properties, the membrane have the surface. We have to attach the hydrophilic, hydrophobic ionic groups on surface of the membranes. If I attach that groups are responsible for attraction of the water or attraction of the any kind of materials. For example, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, H2S, nitrogen, or any kind of methane molecules on surface of the membranes. Due to this surface attraction of the gas molecules, easily attracted by the membrane surface, they go very nearby this membrane surface. Anyway, we are applying the pressure. So applying the pressure, the membrane, that surface is called pore. So due to the pores, the hydrodynamic diameter of these gas molecules, they try to go inside the pores. Once they start to transport or move on wall of the pore size, if you get attracted by this surface, once they attract, they capture this molecule on surface or any wall of this pores. Then we are applying the pressure. When applying the pressure, so they easily transport through the membranes. That is called one of the functional properties. Coming to that, I told you that transport through the membranes. If you transport through the membranes, we need the structure properties. What is structure properties? Asymmetric, symmetric structure property. You have this symmetric structure, your transport is higher, but your separation is lesser. But you need some resistance. For example, asymmetric structure. Symmetric structure is movement very fast, but you don't get any proper separation. So for that, we develop this symmetric structure. Look at here, this dense skin layer followed by a symmetric layer. The skin layer is a dense skin layer responsible for the separation. The asymmetric structure layer responsible for movement or productivity or flux of the molecules. For that, we develop this first one is skin layer followed by the porous layer. The skin layer responds to travel from this thickness, this point to this point. When we were applying the pressure, the molecule travel from first point to next point. The thickness is very simple. They are very difficult to travel because this is a very skin layer. This is not, there is no porous. But anyway, they have the pores, but the pores is very less. But they travel this point to this point very less, very slowly. Once they reach here, the remaining thing is pores. They move very fast. That's the reason that develop this membrane is asymmetric structure. Here, the structural properties, functional process main role for transport. Here, hybrid materials with the van der Waals pores, hydrogen bonding interactions. See the mixed matrix membrane for gas separations. This is called this. This one is called the pores. This is called polymer matrix. This is inorganic particle cluster. This is called the hexagonal. They may attach to the polymer matrix. If they attach to the polymer matrix, they create some pores. The interconnectivity between these two phases. They create some gap. In this gap, the gas molecule transport through the membranes. For that, we make these composite membranes. You have some strategies, for example, incorporation, immobilization of functional groups, blending with the different hydrophilic polymers, nanomaterials, monomer enhancing. You look at here, this usually understand these strategies. Okay, so now you understand that structural and functional property. How improve these properties? Look at here, this improving anti-flouring properties. Improve the anti-flouring properties, your life will get enhanced. You will use it for membrane long time. And hydrophilic properties, improve pure water flux, very important, reduce the cost. For that, we are looking at most of the research is working on fouling behavior, foulant properties, alter the foulant properties, reduce the molecular size of the materials to send to the membranes, and don't use much charged materials, functional groups, and membrane properties. Look at here, this less anti-fouling. The surface is having this foulant. This is called the foulant, but they have the carboxyl group on this membrane surface. The thickness and lower active layer having this attractions. The attraction is very less. You will get the very low flux. But here, carboxyl and covalent bond of graphene oxide monoactives on surface of the membrane, they are they don't allow to attachment of foulants on surface of the membrane. If they don't allow the attachment of foulants on the surface of the membrane, you get high flux when compared to this. This is a less anti-fouling, this is called more anti-fouling. Then this is called materials for unique liquid separation. I don't go much on that. See here, this called this. I told you that functional properties, well-defined structure, stability, and well-defined properties. The three properties give the good yield in membrane separation application. Well-defined structure. Stability means at higher pressure and higher temperature. Membrane should have the stability. See here this membrane for oxygen permeable membranes. See this oxygen permeate through the membranes and remain nitrogen and other molecules to move out of the membranes. In this way, there are many commercialized technology used in the industry. The first example I am giving you that here the methane unit that replaced large amine unit shut down due to the corrosion. So they replaced with the membrane technology. What is the membrane technology? They called as that amine scrubber. The amine scrubber replaced with this membrane separation technology that is called high CO2 feed pressures need to use to the selective membranes. Then H2S removal with membranes also implemented the most of the industry, and nitrogen removals successfully they are used for most of the industry. In addition to that, the propylene and propane separated by using the membrane technology, using different kind of membrane, that is a mixed matrix membrane with the high selectivity, tunable property of the membranes apply for different kind of application. So for that, I will move on that. I mentioned the title progressive development. The progressive development only for new kind of materials. The new kind of membrane, there is no doubt metal organic frameworks have the new kind of materials for progressive development in membranes, gas separation and gas exchange. What is that? Most of them knowing that what is the MOF, metal organic frameworks. The metal organic frameworks have this porous coordination of polymers and having these porous coordination networks. They're constructed with metal containing nodes connected with organic bridges. The organic inorganic bridges materials, that is membranes, linked with these organic ligands principally through the coordination bonds. So what is the advantage? You have these organic inorganic bonds. So I told you that the nanomaterials itself the aggregation due to this more inorganic phase. But here the linker bonding is organic with inorganic bridge. The inorganic bridge more responsible for uniform distribution of the inorganic materials in the polymer to avoid this agglomeration aggregation in the membrane manufacturing. But in addition of that, they have large surface area, adjustable pore size, control properties, and good thermal stability. Most of the research is coming up for MOF incorporated materials. The structure properties of MOFs can be well defined and well designed, systematically tuned. That's the more advantage. So they have the metal-based building blocks and organic linkers. Remarkably, tunability of MOFs offers advantage over the traditional porous. So example is zeolite. See here the linear square pattern, different pattern. This is the metal ion, this is the ligand. The ligand is attached to the metal plant, metal ions. So they have different kind of linear, trigonal, square, but we are not much on that. So in addition of that, large surface area, adjustable pore size, controllable properties, good thermal properties. So the key benchmarks MOF membranes for liquid separation and gas separations. You can consider this MOF for gas and liquid separation. Why? They have high efficiency separation ability, and you can look at this. In addition of that, the drawback is dispersibility. So you avoid by using MOF membranes. So I told you that when we work on this different kind of membrane application, look at these recent papers and work for similar area. So the past 3-4 years, the application of MOFs for membrane application is higher. Why? So we gone through the literature, we understand that they have proper pore size, proper shape, and functionality is good. So, and very important, easy to synthesize any kind of MOF. These are different kind of MOFs used for different applications, and MOF is used for different liquid separation and gas separation. MOF structures having this different ligand. Design strategy, there are 4 kind of design strategy to make these MOF membranes: the porous substrate, allow for sometimes the growth of these linkers and metal ions. The growth and metal ions, very strong. So we'll get very proper discussion of the MOF into polymer matrix. Similarly, secondary growth and interfacial polymerization. What we are working simply blending of MOF with membranes phase inversion technology. These are the properties of different MOF combination for most of the separation application of wastewater treatment. So we started this work for membrane application with MOF for wastewater treatment. See, this is what this functioning of that. First one is interfacial polymerization, mixed matrix, MOF, electrospinning, fine tuning of this different kind of methods. So the beginning itself, the MOF used for dye separations. Why? They have the charges, the good charges. They have interact with the catalyst kind of interactions with the materials, then used for different kind of dye and salt separation. So beginning, so we started. Now we are working on that. Similarly, gas, water, and gas separation. I am giving this information about the water separation of similar kind of MOF membranes. The MOF membranes. So that is called MIL 100 incorporated polymer. Then make the membranes. Then we apply for this dye water separation. Similarly, the metal ion separation by using MOF. Then go to gas separation. Our today talk. There are different kind of mechanism. Three kind of mechanism. One is the Knudsen diffusion, molecular sieving, and solution diffusion. The Knudsen diffusion is happened due to this transport due to the membrane thickness. Yes, madam. Yeah. Now we move on to this membrane technology for gas separation, natural gas, syngas. This is the carbon dioxide, hydrogen, NOx. See, this is the some information about that gas separation. Developed recent 20 years or 30 years, 200 years. So the membrane, polymer membrane developed out of here. Look at here, this mixed matrix membrane developed for gas separation. 2020, now we are in the condition to use the MOF in mixed membrane for gas separation. You please carefully understand this slide, that how this transport of gas through the membrane. See the polymer matrix. This is the nano gap. This is silver nanoparticles. They create the nano gap between this polymer matrix and inorganic materials. So here there are many chances flow of gas through the membranes. You can ask the multi-gas flow or single gas flow. The gas flow purely depends on this hydrodynamic diameter of the gas through the membranes. So this is some example of gas separation by using mixed matrix membrane. Here the oxygen permeability is oxygen nitrogen permeability is increased by using adding of different loading of the particles. Then the MOF for gas separation. Here the ZIF hollow fiber membranes from our work, from our research group, Sasi Kumar developed this materials. This work published recently, separation fusion technology. We use the hollow fiber membrane using the dope solution. So actually, when I talk to the membrane technologist, they are asking, you are working on MOF, how the long scale or commercialize of these materials for different kind of hollow fiber. They ask us the question about, you are using flat sheet or hollow fiber. But we are proved that the reproducibility, the commercial viability of this kind of MOF incorporated polymer membrane is possible. So you can develop any 1,000 count or 2,000 count of the hollow fiber membranes applicable for commercial kind of carbon dioxide or any kind of methane separation. So we proved that this work is showing that commercially ZIF8 for gas separation. Then similarly, the hollow fiber membranes, this is the system we used for hollow fiber membrane. This is the spinning hollow fiber spinning unit. With the collaboration, this is the condition of hollow fiber. So the properties of MOF and polymers membrane we reported. So we used I told you that the skin layer followed by the porous layer. The porous layer responsible for the good flux and the skin layer responsible for the rejection. And then, so how they are occupied on surface of the membrane, this the polymer matrix, the yellow color is called azetaified. The blue color, dark blue created some interconnectivity between the polymer inorganic phase due to the gap. So there are transport of the molecules. If you transport, see the NH2 and the CO2. So it is the NH2 attached to this, between the nano gap. But they attach due to this functionalization of amine modified membranes. The amine modified membranes responsible for transport of carbon dioxide through the membranes in the nano gap. Similarly, we started very lowest low cost membrane, the Indo-UK project from Royal Academy of Engineering for 50,000 pounds. We received to make this lowest low cost membrane. The low cost membrane, we used this flow site, local available clay. The local available clay is more plasticity, but they don't have layer by layer assembly. To apply for layer by layer assembly, we use the pillared closite membrane for mixed with polysulfone mixed matrix membrane for CO2 and oxygen gas separation. This was developed by one of the undergraduate student, Palgan. Then similar work. So we achieved this different kind of performance enhance. You can look at here by using this. Selectivity is higher for carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and other membranes also. Here we introduced the ionic liquids. I didn't tell anything about the ionic liquids, but we have chance. You can talk about the ionic liquids. The ionic liquid MOF incorporated materials is having more higher phase-tuned TiO2 materials to ionic liquids enhance this more permeability and carbon dioxide rejection and tunable properties, selective removal of this carbon dioxide, not only the sieving mechanism, they are responsible for the charged molecule on surface of the membrane. So this is the reason we applied for ionic liquids, metal organic incorporated polysulfone for carbon dioxide CO2 separation. Then we started with the ionic liquid. I think the same references. The ionic liquid phase tuned with the TiO2. So the surface area is higher. Then they created two layers. One is the dense skin layer followed by the porous sublayer. The dense skin layer interaction of the molecule, water molecule on surface of the membrane. The interaction, electrostatic interaction, weak electrostatic interaction, strong electrostatic interaction. They have the strong electrostatic interactions. They are attracted on surface of the membrane. When we apply the surfaces, the porous layer moves towards the membranes, the transport of hydrogen or any kind of gas molecules. Then we compared the performance with the silica and MOF membranes for gas separations, and this is one of the work by Basu from IIT Delhi. They developed for different MOF membranes incorporated into the gas separation, especially carbon dioxide separation. Then ionic liquid is the why I'm saying that ionic liquid is the for liquid. When to incorporate into the polymer, they create the very sponge interconnectivity between the polymer phase and liquid phase. But if you use the MOF, you have the already inorganic materials. They create a rigid or any strong materials. But the permeation happen only in the nano gap, not towards the MOF. But the ionic liquid have this sponge kind of things, and very tight and strong and packing density. They have the more packing, and addition of that, they transport the molecules. The movement of gas molecules, not only the nano gap, but towards the ionic liquid. So there is a many chances to use the ionic liquid nowadays. But the selective says that the selectivity is higher when compared to MOF. Then covalent organic framework. The covalent organic framework having this MOF is inorganic metal ions and inorganic metal ions what inorganic linker. But in the COF is having this two inorganic linker. But this work is developed by Wang Rang. She is the director of University, National University of Singapore. She started to work on this for development of covalent organic framework membrane for efficient carbon dioxide separation. Then we are working on it. We compared this performance of MOF and COF related materials. So there is no doubt the COF is very good materials. They have this different network. The network is switched to this different kind of transport properties. They created more free volume fractions offered by extra uniform gas transport pathways, resulting in the large enhancement of CO2 diffusivity coefficient. That's the reason. So the MOF is planning to apply for gas separation. Similarly, the same work for ionic liquid. Then move on to gas sensing. The gas sensing, the gas sensing at beginning I mentioned need of the gas sensing. Detect the toxic gases, give the information whether you have the toxic. The good example, food material. Nowadays we are every day we are consuming most of the food material. The food packaging, the food packed with a different kind of thin film. The thin film fabricated by using very toxic solvent, for example ammonia or any toxic solvent. The toxic solvent used to fabricate any kind of food packing materials. So when apply the very heat materials on the thin film, there are many chances to get the toxic vapor out of these food packing materials. To sense, to detect the toxic vapors available in any kind of sources. So the membrane technology is used at room temperatures. So the sensitivity is more, and detection time is very, very high, very, very fast. You can detect. That's the advantage when you use this membrane technology for gas sensing. And these materials also responsible. I already told you that they create the pore size and surface cross section and the aggregation density and the intermolecular interactions. All the properties tuned by using this ionic liquid and inorganic and MOF materials. See, in this work, the selectivity sensitivity response plot of ammonia gas membrane samples. So we collaborated with the university, Shastra University, some other university. They are strong in membrane gas sensing. They're quite surprised that your material is very good materials to sensing very fast, and the response plot is very higher, and selectivity also very good when compared to other materials. Then that information encourages us to work still on the membranes. I told you that collaborations, but one of the faculty joined here. She is the inspired faculty. When I discussed with him, she told me that ionic liquid. I didn't know what is an ionic liquid. When I talked to her, he told me, sir, ionic liquid. Then I studied what is ionic liquid. She told me, sir, ionic liquid, and but I'm not chemist. But she always talking about the ionic liquid. Then I studied. I asked madam. Then we tried to work on the ionic liquid. Then we started to work, and we got good result. Then we published the work. So actually, you want to move any other kind of area, and you are improve your research skill. Better you do more collaboration with any kind of either physics or chemist or any kind of peoples. So there is no restriction on the research. So in this way, so we got a good response and selectivity towards ammonia sensing. So nanoparticles also used for gas sensing. They have this portable gas sensing based, that is ferrite nanoparticles embedded into inorganic materials. But if a ferrite nanoparticles embedded into inorganic materials, there are many chances for aggregation effect and other difficulties. So now coming to this, membrane materials for gas sensing applications. You look at you can select the good materials, that is by using sonication of any MOF, COF, by sonication, solvothermal, phase inversion, electrochemical direct precipitation method, any kind of methods, you first develop the materials by you synthesize. Once you synthesize, you study the area, surface area, high porosity, tunable property, crystallinity, and other properties. Then you apply for the membranes. Then incorporate the membrane by using graph polymerization or coating or layer by layer assembly or any kind of simple physical blending what we are working on it. Then you look at these defects. What are the defects when you have applying membrane? For example, agglomeration effect, aggregation effect, not uniformly distribute on surface of the membrane. In addition of that, sometimes you can't make the membrane. They have a lot of rolling effect and different defects when you make this membrane. Then you avoid all those things. Then you can try to make this membrane for high accessibility, porosity, and application. The applications. So long-term stability, extreme condition, scalable applications. Everywhere they are asking, you are making very few kind of materials. Is it possible for scalable application? Now, any kind of technology, you have the homogeneous distribution of the inorganic materials. The homogeneous distribution, you ensure that the materials completely dispersed into the polymer matrix. Then you are able to do the scale. But the leach out is now issues. The leaching is big issue. But you have to minimize the loading. For example, 0.5 or very lowest loading, lowest concentration of MOF at high surface area, at high performance, that is high property enhancement. So that is also useful for anti-fouling properties and low cost and recycling. How this information is giving for any kind of modifier, you mix to with the polymer. See, this is the surface modifying molecule, you can call it as MOF. Ionic coat, COF, nanomaterial, nanostrip, nanowires mixing together. That is called surface modifying molecule. You are mixing together the polymers. At particular times, they come up on the surface. When they come up the surface, they created a lot of interactions and surface charges on surface of the membrane. Some surface modifying molecules also occupied in the internal pores of the membranes. They are responsible for the transport properties. So, any kind of inorganic materials, modifying molecules, alter the properties, first surface properties and internal properties. So, these are the references and the summary, and I don't go much on this summary. And in addition of that, most of the faculty students are attending the class. I am giving this, attending this the faculty development program. I am giving this information about what are the research grants available. Now there are different grants available. You can try for any kind of grants. Mostly I tried. So when I apply for every year, I apply for 5, 6, 7 funding agency. I get at least 1 or 2. See, I applied the UK India UK seminar 2010. I got 6,000 pounds from UK government. So the bilateral. Why I'm saying that the collaboration and any kind of faculty is attending this conference, don't feel that the institution or management or the university forcing us to write the project proposal. But you get the funding. If you get the funding, you may attracted by the students. If attracted by the students, you will get very good students. You will get very good students. You are able to do the research. You achieve something, and you will get the promotions also. For that, don't feel that the institute is forcing us to write the project proposal. You have the idea, you have free time. You can write an objective for 1 day or any work plan, problem statement, internal status, and international status, and why need for the service, and why need for the research, and benefits of this your Anna University, benefits of their university, benefits of society, benefits of the country. You can have the chance, you can write one by one, then you consolidate, finally you finish your project. But the project writing is not very easy. But you have free time, you have the idea, just you start to write. But whenever the call, advertisement come, then you convert your idea and theme according to the call. So I advise you, you have free time, you go through this, and then any kind of projects, not only the project. If you apply for fellowship, you need the proposed plan. What is your planning? Proposed planning. to do this fellowship. Post, you want to apply the postdoc, you train or you know how to write the project proposal that is proposed to plan for 2 pages, 3 pages. For that, you should train how to write this project proposal. It's very important. So don't feel that, sir, I don't join as a faculty. If I sign the faculty scientist, I learned research proposal. But you, after PhD, you are planning for postdoc, you need the any project proposal, writing methodology and skill. So please, you have to train for that. So here some information about the Indo-Australian applied 2009, and most of them I tried. See, this is the well-known project of Germany. You can apply for this Indo-Finland, Indo-Russian. Recently submitted, I'm waiting for the result, and the Indo-French, all the proposals, small grants. You can try. So Indo-Japan now recently closed, last week closed. So you can apply for that. Indo-Portuguese I applied, waiting for the result. Indo-Tunisian 2 times I applied, I didn't get. But you can try for any kind of international funding and national funding. You have free time. This for fellowships. Fulbright recently closed. And the international exchange scheme is very excellent scheme. When I was in UK, myself and Victor Starro, we submitted, but I didn't get it. But you apply for Indian exchange. MIF is for Japan. This 3 months you can go, 6 months you want to go, you can apply for that. And this is called this personal support. You want to go 3 months, 1 month, 6 months, or 1 year, you can apply Commonwealth and other fellowships also. Fulbright senior fellowships and Fulbright leadership. So now they changed, every day they're changing the call. But the funding agency is same, but the advertisement call scheme is they are changing. So this is my group members. I thank to all the my students working together in the laboratory. This is the acknowledgement to Professor Victor Starro. I learned about the modeling. So any membrane materials, how the water droplets on the surface of the membranes, how they are behaving, wettability. So I learned modeling from the Victor Starro. And Sergio and Parkland, I told you that we developed the ceramic polymer membranes for sugarcane effluent. And I visited with the Haunting one for Endeavour Fellowships. I learned about the membrane material for film fuel cell. So I met this guy in the Kaisang, but I didn't have collaboration. But I collaborated with him along with his student. But I didn't see this guy. But now we are developing membranes and submitting Indo-China related project proposal. And Professor Fauzi Ismail, he is very. Now he is a vice chancellor for UTM Malaysia. He is one of my collaborators. He visited 4 or 5 times in NIT Trichy. Now 2, 3 students are working together as a postdoc. The undergraduate students frequently going there, and the master students also going there in Fauzi lab. And Professor Khan, she is very good friend of mine. We are having collaboration 2013 onwards. Now he is always telling Atta, anytime you can come Korea, so I can support you. So I have very good collaboration with the Professor Khan. So and Tanigai Velan is one of my friends. He only helped me to when I was in student in Anna University. Still we have the collaboration. And M.V. Shankar, I'm not a chemist, but I don't have much idea about nanomaterial synthesis. He's always helping us to develop the functionalized nanomaterials and other nanomaterials incorporation for the membrane application. These are all the funding. So I have different kind of national, international funding. I thank to my DST, Royal Society, DBT, and other funding agencies. Thank you very much. Thank you. I am ready to answer for questions and clarification. If you have any clarification question, please ask.
Professor, good evening, Professor. Thank you very much for sharing all the available scopes of this funding and other things, because I think this is the first time I'm coming across from this type of forum where one professor is disclosing what are the ways and means that you can apply, and encouraging the participants to go in that line. Many thanks to you, Professor.
Thank you.
And Professor, may I know the requirements for this type of proposals and all whenever we are going to apply? Is there any conditional things are there that only for government faculties only they consider, or they may consider self-financing institute, or they give due weightage to the quality of the proposal?
Actually, I'm happy to say that that the Indian government DST appointed me as a PAC committee members for chemical environmental engineering subject. So recently we screened around 431 project proposals in all over India.
Okay.
You can go and see the website. My name is appeared one of the PAC committee members for chemical and environmental engineering. Okay. So frankly, I'm saying that the chairman from IIT Mumbai. We evaluated first initial screening. We had meeting in August. So out of 431, we evaluated all the proposal, but we didn't see any kind of institution, any kind of name or southern part, northern part, eastern part. Simply the work assigned for us, go to the objective, go to the methodology, go to the weakness and the strong of the principal investigator. Based on that, we evaluated and given our feedback to this chairman. Based on the feedback from all the committee members, they decided to screening of the project proposal. Nowadays situation is different, but they don't look for any kind of institution, private institution, or even I don't want to tell, but even we rejected most of the application from IIT, NIT, even south side, most of the private colleges. We agreed, all the members agreed to evaluation of all the project proposal coming from private institution in Tamil Nadu, but they look for only the subjective and your capability of the principal investigator. So, okay, I'm sharing my experience, what I had with this all faculty members.
It's a really good motivation, Professor, because when I was doing some sort of a proposal, when I was submitting to that SERB and all, yes, we were not getting, even though it is being rejected, that the comments were not in a position for us to either to refine the work or whether we have to improvise our learning this particular field.
Recently, I told you that SCRB core research grant only recently we evaluated. So myself and other committee members raised the point. At least we given this our feedback suggestion about the project proposal. We requested DST to send all the comments to the participants. Sorry, to the PI, and the PI may improve the project proposals. And you have this, you give the marks. The mark is very boundary. For example, 80 marks or 75 marks. Ask them to revise, resubmit the same project proposal for same funding agency. So this information we given to this DST. Hopefully they will do for future also.
Yeah. So if that be the case, then we can rectify our error and we can focus in what area that we need to strengthen ourselves.
Yes, correct. You are saying. The same is correct. We recommended. Yeah.
Is it possible to get your presentation, Professor? Because
Sure. Sir, you didn't introduce yourself. You are from Loganathan.
Dr. T.G. Loganathan from RMK College of Engineering, Professor. I'm working for Mechanical Engineering Department. Actually, I'm interested on doing some sort of work on biodegradable polymers and composites.
Very good, fine, perfect.
So that is my interest, and it matches with this FDP. That's why I'm participating here.
Excellent. I will share my PPT. No doubt, no issues. Okay. I I will share and I will give to Madam Millie, my professor. She may circulate to all participants.
Sure, Professor. Sure, Professor. Thank you very much, Professor.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Sir, during the separation or membrane separation,
Just
if
a
the
minute.
pores are
Could
if
you
the
please
pores are
introduce
blocked, then
yourself?
how we will recharge it?
Sir, introduce yourself, sir. You are from?
Yeah, myself, Dr. Sudesh here from Vanasthali Vidyapit, Vanasthali, nearby Jaipur.
Okay, sir. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, I am basically I am a chemist, and we want to use or form or fabricate the membrane for the water purification.
Okay.
But during the water purification, due to the high TDS or high alkalinity in the water of Rajasthan, in those areas which we belongs,
Yes.
then how we will remove the clogging of the pores in the
Yeah,
membrane?
this is a big issue now. The central CMCRI, Bhavnagar, working for boron or any fluoride arsenic removal by using commercial membrane technology, and serve for Rajasthan also. But the issue is coming for blockage of pores, blockage of contaminants on surface and the internal pores of the membrane is a big issue. But now the slowly research level self-cleaning membranes are coming up. The self-cleaning membranes, there is attachment, that is strong interaction between the arsenic or strong interaction between the fluoride on membrane surface. You have the strong interaction, there are many chances block of the pores. To avoid that, many research is coming up. The commercialized technology is not coming up because people are saying that research level is possibly good, but the commercialized is very difficult because you can't use this no, ton liter of wastewater or ton liter of groundwater. There are many chances for blockage of the pore.
Okay, Professor, one more question from my side.
Yes.
That how we can use the or we can minimize the outlet of reverse osmosis pressure in RO system,
Saying,
like barine water.
yes, you are asking the pressure, correct?
Yeah.
Actually, the pressure now the research is coming for low pressure reverse osmosis instead of using the higher pressure. The lower pressure means before sending to reverse osmosis, pre-treat the wastewater, then send to the reverse osmosis. But the force is very less, but the pressure is higher. But instead of that, the force is for 1 nanometer. The higher is the pressure is low pressure. But there are many there are possibility to get the good water and removal of injection during the low pressure reverse osmosis.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any more questions? There were a few questions in the chat box. You can ask your questions now directly to sir. Somebody had asked some question about NF membrane.
Madam, you call me. You can call. You call Ardhanarishwaran.
Now you are professor. I can't call you Ardhanarishwaran.
No, madam. No, you ask Ardhanarishwaran. You may tell like this, madam. Thank you.
Open forum. I should give you respect, professor.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. I feel guilty.
Anybody, any questions, please? Okay, if there is no questions, I did see a couple of questions in the chat box,
Madam,
but I can't see it now.
yes.
Requesting to share PPT. Okay.
Yes.
that he has to share with me. I also request you to share. I think I can't see the question. Anyway, a very enlightening talk. Okay. And for all the people who are listening, I have seen Ardhanarisuran when he was a young boy, maybe. And I have seen how he has grown, or I'm seeing how he is growing better. The words I change. Every time I see him, he has changed, and everything is for the better. Okay. And of course, that comes only because of his extreme hard work. So if you are in any place, any institution, I think if you really work hard, then it will give you results. And he's one typical example. And the reason why I wanted him to make a presentation is because of the great change I have seen when he was an MTech student to when he is now today as a professor.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
He's laughing. Okay.
Thank you, madam. So I know because parent only know the children character and talent. Similarly, you only know where what I was.
So I'm encouraging all the participants that if they really want to come up well in life, then they put little more effort, then they can reach, anywhere that they desire. That is what I'm trying to tell. Okay, and you're typically one example. So if you have any questions, I think you can always, he's there. You can see NIT Trichy. You can do some collaborate. He says collaborative work. If you're very good, he will be willing to collaborate with you. If you're wanting to do higher studies, you can contact him and then get benefit from his vast experience that you have. So I'd like you to make use of his knowledge, and the way he has grown is really inspiring. So I wish all of you could also go forward like that. So thank you, Professor, for giving us such a very good talk. How you gradually built up to where you wanted to reach. That was very impressive. The basics of membranes, then, both water treatment, and then how you ended up with the gas sensing membranes. So we thank you once again. And for the participants, I think the feedback form is there in your chat box today. So you can fill the feedback form regarding Sir's talk and then send it to us. I think you have a time limit about half an hour or so. So kindly do that. And I thank Professor once again. Thank you, Professor.
With your blessing, thank you. Thank to all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.